Hi guys, my name is Michael Bowers, and today we'll be looking at my Tic-Tac-Toe submission for PNP4 Week 1. Right now I have it set up with 5 scenes. It's definitely not the most efficient way to do this as far as the code goes, but it works and I didn't need to look up any tutorials or any other information other than a few things that I didn't understand about things like instantiating and pulling from arrays and things like that. So not really anything mechanic-wise, just how to code it correctly to make it work the way I wanted to. So we have a start screen, 2 win condition screens, technically 3 with the tie, but player 1 and 2 separate win screens, and then a game screen for playing the game itself. Let me hop back into scene. So first introduces the game. We get a play screen and a play button and a quit button. Inside of that, it's run by 2 different scripts. So Scene Manager runs all the buttons. So basically what happens is we have the play button and quit button with their methods to turn the game to game screen or to close the application in an exe file. So we'll go ahead and move to the game screen now. So it's easier to see under game. So basically the way it is all of these buttons I would like to eventually make disappear, so that way you can just click the white and it'll just appear. But this doesn't impede you from playing, and it also helps you make sure that you click the button since it's not the correct full diameter of the square. It will monitor what player's turn it is, and every time you click it will move on to the next player, and it will also put the correct icon based on what player's turn it is. And I can show that here in the state manager. So we have all of our variables up here. I like to stay organized because this helps because I haven't looked at this in a couple days, so I can read. I know what I'm looking at. I know what it's supposed to be doing. So this keeps track of win conditions. It keeps track of the icons. It keeps track of the arrays for all the buttons, and it also lets me restart and quit mid-game instead of having to complete it in order to finish. I know Tic-Tac-Toe is quick, but not every game would be quick. So right here we are going to of course put, just like the other ones, we put the buttons into their methods, and then we move down here to the method itself. So when you click square 1 or any of the squares, it will select that square, move on to the square picked, which is down here. Each one is pretty much the same. If the current player is player 1 or 2, it will use that icon, X's or O's, and put it in the correct location, and then label that square, that player, and then it will go to the check win condition, which check win just checks for the 8 different ways to win, and if either one of the players reach those by turn 9, it will move on to that correct screen, or it will tick the number up, and if the turn number equals 9 before anyone wins, it moves to the tie screen. So I will do a quick demonstration of how this works. Like I said, that's probably not the most efficient way to do it as far as the code is concerned. I could probably use some loops and other things to cut the amount of script down to a couple lines instead of having those big blocks, but it does work and it works correctly, and that was the important thing for me since I'm still learning. So start the game. I also have it set to where of course the buttons are colored when you click on them. So we'll go ahead and do player 1 win. There's your player 1, do player 2. And as you can see, this is also, every time I click one, it swaps back and forth. There's the tie. And then we can restart mid-game if we need to. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for your time watching this, and hopefully I will be able to get this cleaned up and be a little more efficient in the future. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to go back to it, and I'm going to use this as like a learning experiment for cleaning up code, making things more efficient and run better.